1-800-348-1007.
His first marriage didn't work out. He caught her texting another show.
Sounds like he deserved it.
It's Alan Cox.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Guardians play tonight, Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. It's a 7:05 first pitch. First of three against the Yankees, who are a fantastic team right now. So you'll hear all of it on MMS, and if you want to listen on the iHeartRadio app, you can do it there too. If you listen to this show on the app, tell me where you are. If you're out of state, I'd like to know where people are. I'd like to make sure that everyone has their push pins on the map back here, which is always situated behind me here on the live stream. Sean listens in Indianapolis. Sean, my sincere condolences for living in Indianapolis. Molly listens in Denver. Anthony's in Sterling Heights, Michigan, suburban Detroit. Nick is one of our Canadian bureau chiefs. He listens in North Bay, Ontario. And Roger is up in East Amherst, New York. You can leave us messages if you want. A little talkback button there. The world's oldest person has died.
That happens all the time.
I like to... It does happen with some regularity, doesn't it? People who are old, as I understand it, tend to die. And I still take all these kinds of notices with a grain of salt because I don't know how they determine that it is the world's oldest person. They can't have a handle on every single person in the world. But this person has passed away. A Spanish woman. It's usually a woman. This should give you a great deal of comfort if you are a female and you go, well, I'd like to live a nice, long life. Because statistically, you will live longer than your male counterparts. Maria Brañas Morera died at 117 years old. She was born here, lived through both world wars, and she passed away. I don't know who the next oldest person in the world is. Oh, there it is.
Alan Cox.
Mary, I'm nowhere near 3 digits. Thank you very much.
Okay, just make sure.
Just got to breathe deep. You'll get there. I believe in you, bud.
You got to do it incrementally, right? I got to start with 1. I'm not a finger guy, but we'll start with 1.
He likes the fist.
The thumb. Thumbs up. The oldest living person in the world now is a Japanese woman named Tomiko Ituka. She is 116 years old. So maybe they refer to an organization called the U.S. Gerontology Research Group. Maybe those are the people who have a database or something and keep track on the oldest people in the world.
I can't wait for these younger generations to be the oldest people. I'll be long gone. But they always use a picture of them in their youth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people from, that are 117 years old have one picture from their younger days.
Right.
Maybe
Oh, you mean because people have so many photos of themselves.
So many now.
Yeah.
And like, this is her, with doing her duck face or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And now here she is as the oldest woman alive.
Well, this woman she had been the oldest person in the world for about 1.5 years, January 2023.
It's a good run.
Yeah, it is a good run. A French nun was 118. A bride of Christ named Lucille Rondon. And she died in January of 2023. And now this Spanish woman has died at 117. You'll notice the numbers are getting smaller, though. 118, 117, 116. Now, if we've talked about this before, if they come to us just under the wire, obviously, if you are granted some kind of chemical or scientific immortality, it would be great to do it younger, right? Today, you are the youngest you'll ever be again, and you're the oldest you've ever been. So it would be great if in the next couple of years, see, Mary's got plenty of time. Bill's got some more time. I'm 53 years old. They better get to getting, because I'm not really going to have much interest in immortality if they come around, when I'm 75. Provided that I don't die a horrible death before then. I have to learn, by the way, I'm always making jokes at Casa Cox, and my daughter's frequently asking me why I am the way I am, but it's just how I am. I'm constantly joking about something. But I need to stop myself from making the joke about how when we talk about her being older, I make the joke that, well, I'll be gone anyway, so whatever you want to do, you can do. And I don't think that hits her ears the way that I don't think that has the same level of humor that I think that it might. I need to make a conscious effort to not do that, to not refer to myself so frequently as dead in the future. Even though, spoiler, I will be. But maybe my third grader doesn't want to hear that. And I forget.
What up, Alan? Just chiming in on the smelly feet thing. People who sweat a lot, especially if they have sweaty feet, they have to change their socks like multiple times a day. That is the only thing they can do to prevent that. Powder don't work. All these little gimmicks they sell at the store don't work. They have to continuously change their socks. Later.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
Yeah, that's
terrible. To have like a
Have 'em-
condition or something.
Yeah.
Have them on hand. You just got extra socks always.
No, on feet, Mary.
I know. Well, you know what I mean.
Uh-huh. Listen, we're just trying to make our way in the world. What do you want?
Hi, Alan. The more and more that I listen to your show, the more I am convinced that you are not an actual human man, because you don't eat food and you don't sweat. But the only saving grace is that I can not imagine that a cyborg would ask for a dinner plate-sized face. So I guess you got that going for you. Bye.
She said a dinner
dinner
plate-sized
plate-sized
face?
Face.
Yeah,
you got a
yeah,
big
yeah.
face.
Your face is a big fat face.
Fat like a dinner face.
How is that a saving grace?
Because why would a robot want that face?
That's very poorly constructed. The only saving grace is that a cyborg would not ask for a large face.
Because
You don't know anything about cyborgs, by the way.
'Cause-
Speaking of which, I got a new shipment. I got a new box of squeezy salads this morning.
Oh,
Good for
yeah.
So excited. Very, very excited for that. So, no, of course I do eat, but I got to keep it tight.
Shelf-stable nutrients only.
Well, you got to refrigerate them. But,
Oh, not even then.
huh?
I said not even then.
No.
No.
No, I unpack them, put them in a fridge, and then grab one in the morning when I come to work. My daughter goes to school now a half an hour earlier than she has in the past, so I get to work a half an hour earlier than I have in the past. And I got to make sure that squeezy salad's going right in the fridge here at work. And so when that new box showed up on my doorstep, I was very excited because, what's happening?
Nothing.
Was that you?
I clicked something I shouldn't have clicked. Yep. My bad.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Alan, I have a memo on my phone of me peeing for over a minute if you're interested in a longer
Dude.
pee sound effect. I think I'm okay. I appreciate your assistance. I think I'm okay.
The last time I drove to Chicago, that happened to me because it might have been the first. No, I was driving from, I think, Indianapolis up to Chicago, and I didn't realize that if you don't get off before, like Gary or whatever, that you're going. I was driving. That's what it was. I was driving to Wisconsin, so I had to drive through Chicago. I had to drive past Chicago, and I didn't realize that there was going to be like an hour and a half stretch where you can't go anywhere.
Well, there's oases along the way. The Des Plaines Oasis and the.
But it felt like there weren't.
There were.
I had to pee so bad.
Yeah.
Like, unbuttoned my pants, like, breathing through it. I had to pee so bad. I held my pee for over an hour. And I got past, like, finally past all of the Chicago traffic and outside the city and everything. And then I get to the first exit, and I timed myself on my timer because I was like, I don't think I've ever had to pee this bad in my life. And I peed for like a minute and a half.
Yeah, you exploded.
It was like over a minute of just straight, no breaks, no nothing, straight pee for over a minute.
Wait, you went through the city to get to Milwaukee?
I didn't go to Milwaukee. I was going
To Wisconsin, though.
Egg Harbor, Wisconsin.
Right, but I'm just saying,
Indianapolis.
Wisconsin in general, you can go around downtown, and there's
I didn't
plenty
go
of.
through downtown. It was like a toll road.
Yeah, you're on the.
You're on like a toll road that doesn't have any exits
Mm-hmm.
the entire time you're driving next to Chicago.
Okay.
Like Chicago's on your
there's
right.
usually the.
Yeah,
ones
but
that
there's
you're
like
talking about.
there's
Yeah.
oases along the way.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway,
I must
for
have missed all of them.
yeah, for future
know.
reference. Well, that's the thing though too, is there's so much goddamn construction that if you're not in the far right lane, you're screwed.
You're not going to get on it.
Yeah, you'll never get over. Mike in Parma says that football player was charged with assault and splattery.
Gross. I like it.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Okay.
Anytime you mention the penny farthing bikes, I can't stop thinking about that episode of The Simpsons, or tells a story about how he knocked some guy off of a penny farthing bike, and then later on he's making his own Prozac in the kitchen, and the guy with the Charles Bronson voice shows up at the door on a penny farthing bike and kicks him in the face.
Yeah.
Just love it. Bye.
I've done some bad things in my life, but harassing women is not one of them. Like one time, they're having this race with this stupid old-timey bicycle with the big wheel in front. So I figure we'll see about that. So I get this big chunk of cinder block, and I... Oh, gotta go.
So, you don't like the old-time bikes, huh?
Kicks him in the face because he's on an old-timey penny farthing. I was reading about a dude in Iowa who shot his dad in the face because his dad complained that he had stinky feet.
Why is he living with his dad?
Listen.
No woman's going to let him live with him.
Yeah,
He's got
there's a
sticky
lot of
feet.
people who are. David Carpenter was 48, and his 74-year-old father was complaining that he had stinky feet. And he went back to his bedroom, got his gun, and shot his dad in the face as his dad was in his motorized scooter.
Oh.
So this
So
guy's
his
not going to.
feet didn't stink.
No. He didn't have any, probably. 6 feet, 300 pounds of David Carpenter called 911 and said that he just shot his father in the face. He and his son were in an argument over David's stinky feet. Imagine that.
Just wash
Imagine
your
being so, and again, this is why these people are armed, because they're on hair triggers, literally and figuratively. Imagine you are so detached from reality, or you're so unable to have a normal conversation with someone that they go, well, your feet stink. And you go, oh,
right.
yeah, I'm going to go shoot you in the face. He claimed, of course, that he accidentally pulled the trigger, but they asked him, why did you go get your gun? At the
so I could
time,
kill him. Oh, damn it.
at the time, there were 2 children in the living room watching television. So this guy's making a series of good choices. He was arrested for attempted murder and child endangerment. But, and he looks like he's got stinky feet. There's no way around it. This guy looks like his feet stink.
Well, you better keep his Bob Barkers clean. You don't want to have to kill his cellmate.
You're going to have to help me out.
The Bob Barkers are the shoes that they wear in prison.
But they're called Bob Barkers.
Yeah.
Now, why is that? They don't wear Crocs?
It's a brand.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
In prison.
It's
Are
like
they
a prison brand?
Prison
yeah.
issued?
Yeah.
Bob Barkers.
But it's not that Bob Barker. It's a different Bob Barker.
No, I figured that. Yeah.
We talked about it in the past.
I'm sure we
I've
have.
never heard that.
Yeah.
Boy, what a coincidence. You know, you're a guy very famous guy named Bob Barker. And there's another guy with a shoe supply company. So they kind of look like Crocs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can go online and buy them. So they must have a contract with like the penal system or something. The sandals, I assume you're talking about?
I mean, they got the sandals. They got like a slip-on. Yeah.
It should stock up on these. They're like $4.82 a pair. Shower sandal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, okay, this guy, I don't know what...
Guns!
I don't know what happened to him, but his dad said, your feet stink. And he said, I'll be right back. Alan, can you send me a link to the squeezy salads? Company's called Salad Power, by the way. Hashtag not an ad, but you're asking me. Salad Power is where you want to go. Because there are people like me, by the way. We're not mentally ill. We're trying to be as efficient as possible with what we put into our bodies. I was having a conversation with someone not that long ago, and they were kind of picking my brain over this whole situation. They were kind of looking at me sideways, and I said, I'm not somebody who eats for pleasure. I'm just keeping things moving, and that's what works for me. And it's what it is. And if I can squeeze some salads in my mouth, all the better. I'm going to take a break. I got Green Day tickets for you. Want to go to Pittsburgh? Well, let me rephrase. You're going to go to Pittsburgh if you win these tickets. Green Day on that Saviors tour with the Smashing Pumpkins. A couple of other bands, too. And they ain't coming here. So I want you to see them because, you know, every year Green Day could be like, we're done. That could be it. And so they're going to play PNC Park in a couple of weeks, actually. It's September the 1st. So that's not that. Keep